Hey guys, this is Shaft and welcome to a really awesome and exciting replay. I don't really want to spend too much time just introing this, so let's hop right on into this game. Here on the top right hand side of Neo Planet S, it's the Red Terran player for the StarCraft 2 Alliance. It is ColdScars. He's actually teammates with players like BioIce and couple other really notable names in the semi-pro circuit. And here over on the bottom left hand side of that very same map, it's the now teamless Idra. Now I have to say Idra has been a lot more friendly since he was kicked out of EG. He's pursuing a career now as a caster, if you hadn't heard. And quite frankly, it seems like he's a lot happier, a lot more satisfied with the game. There's not as much pressure on him, and you've noticed a big change in his behavior. I tend to like to believe that that is more going to be due to less pressure rather than, you know, him learning his lesson, and that's what needed to happen to him, because that's what a lot of players are saying. I really do think he just feels a lot less pressure and a lot happier now. So that's the story we're going to go with. Now, I do want to point out there's no gas being taken just yet for ColdScars. He does have a barracks. Okay, here we go. We're getting the gas now. He's not scouted just yet, so it looks like it's going to be Reapers coming out right now, where Idra is just going for a nice macro style. Let's go ahead and set this over here to busy mode since we're getting messages. Sorry, Michael Day. Alright, here we go. Fast expand here from Idra. Looks like that might have been a 16 expand. It could have been a 15 expand, who knows. I'm really curious to see what's going to come out of this barracks first. It could be a fast factory build. I'm just leaning towards Reapers due to the lack of scouting here. Alright, and we've actually got, oh, there's the Reaper, and there's a gas coming down early for Idra as well. Spawning pool, pretty obvious. There we go with depot, full wall off there for the Terran player. It's going to be interesting to see exactly when he gets his second command center. So both players just kind of setting up. The action's really going to happen when this first Reaper pops out. Now, interesting note, he's getting a second Reaper rather than going for that little bit faster factory. Remember, Reaper is 50 gas, so that does delay the factory and starport quite a bit. Yeah, he's here at 2300 gas now. Not getting a second gas though, so no Banshees or anything. Looks like he's going to get that second command center here shortly. And Queen coming out, Queen coming out. Looks like Idra going to be going more production side of things. Might even start spreading that creep kind of early. 6 lings, 8 lings on the way. Okay, that's only 6. Alright, and that's going to be a response to this Reaper. Now, that was some pretty good drone micro, just going ahead and sending out the drones to buy time for the Lings. Ling's going to go ahead and do a good job zoning this Reaper. This Reaper really wants to engage the Lings off creep, though. Nothing to kill at this expansion. Queens pop out, that will end up zoning it out. Oh, Reaper might have almost got surrounded there. Now it's running on a creep. That's going to be a little bit of a mistake. Okay, now he's getting back off the creep onto that ramp, but the Queen shows up, so the Reaper is going to be forced on out of the base, and second Reaper shows up, so he might try to get a little more harassment off. Now, there's that command center. Okay, doing a little damage to the Queen, but also taking some damage. That's going to end this harassment. Luckily, there is combat drugs where they are going to regenerate pretty quickly. Idra has taken his guys off that extractor to get some more drones out. Wise decision there, but it does slow his tech just a hair. Metabolic boost about 3/4 of the way through now, and those Reapers regenerating pretty quickly. Okay, it looks like there's a third command center being started for ColdScars, so he's really trying to get the economic play behind these Reapers. Looks like the factory just now falling to the reactor. Oh, so he's going to go for that Reaper Hellion harassment. Awesome. There's a third queen out now for Idra. That's really going to let him start the creep spread early. And still just a couple lings here. He's going ahead and knocking these rocks down a little bit. Looks like he's going to try to put a wall off there for that ramp. And we've got a little wall off being started here for ColdScars as well. Yes, continuing to make these Hellions as well as pumping out some Marines now to support these Reapers. Reaper's mostly going to be a pricey Marine at this point. Not too much harassment can be done. Lings showing up here at the natural, though, harassing some of the workers. Not sure how many workers were killed there. Let's take a look. Only one. But a lot of lost mining time. Interesting little base here, checking everything out. Oh, going ahead, taking that second gas now, and a third base started here. Actually, that's been up for quite a while, so around 620 behind that harassment. Pretty nice. Going ahead, dropping a spine crawler in case of any counter aggression by ColdScars. Idra actually up quite a bit on supply, but now supply blocked. I love playing with the camera. So cool. Okay, enough of the disco effects. Okay, so still no layer, no evolution chambers just yet. Here we go, second gas. So it looks like we'll see a layer started shortly. Oh, there's evolution chambers instead. Okay then. Alright, so Reaper Hellion moving on out. But there's a little Ling army to greet it. Uh-oh, roasted Lings. Oh no, actually all those Hellions did not fire off. A little bit of a miss micro there by ColdScars. Queens are in position, Spinecrawler going down. Will the Hellion show up? They're actually roasting a lot of Lings. Lings trying to buy time for that Spinecrawler, pulling back off to creep. That's really good. And the Spinecrawler's down now, so this attack is thwarted. He's just going to go ahead and pull back. I actually think he might... No, he did not see that Spinecrawler at all. Okay, so he's going back in for more. What's he doing behind this bunker in case of a counterattack? And just going ahead, getting up the engineering base. So this is actually only meant to buy time for the Terran and force the Zerg to make a couple of units maybe he didn't want to. Now we do have 3 gases on the way, and layer just now started. 1-1 upgrades for the Lings. Looks really good here for our Zergy. Now he's got to be careful not to lose anything at this third, which is really what this is threatening. Unfortunately, the Terran a little bit scared to go on creep, and he actually sees that Spinecrawler. This is wide open, though. He should really be able to tell that that's there. Queen's doing... Oh, okay, so there's actually a lot more units here than he would be able to deal with. Okay, Widow Mine in case there's any counterattack going up the north side. And boom, that Widow Mine going to be worth its weight in gold. There we go, good little hit there. Third base actually now being taken by ColdScars, who is going to be determined to go ahead and get into an economic game. His Ling's going to show up, but there's units here to fend off the Lings. Nice little lineup there. And this Overlord scouting out everything that's going on. That's actually quite a few barracks there. And he even sees the engineering bays getting the 1-1 upgrades for the Terran player. Armory on the way as well. Did the Zerg see that? That's going to be interesting to note. Yes, he did. Alrighty. Just noticed I don't have my UI on. Interesting. Okay, so hopefully no one looked over here to see how long this game is. Alright, so we've got 4th base on the way now, as well as Baneling speed and Pneumatized Carapace for Overlord speed. Alright, and the Widow Mine's actually here to pick off any counterattacks going out. And Widow Mine's here. They need to go ahead and burrow the 4th base. I really like how Idra is mostly playing defensively. He's got some Lings on the map for defense and whatnot, but he's not trying to push his advantage any. He seems to know that his units are dispensable, but the Terran's units are also dispensable, maybe even more so, especially with Widow Mines and being fairly easy to replenish compared to siege tanks. Reactor makes all the difference there. Both players just kind of macroing up right now. Some more Spinecrawlers going down, and the Mutalisk Spire about to finish. 2-2 upgrades now started. Some Banelings on the way as well. And the Baneling speed about to finish up. Interesting to know if he's going to get Spire upgrades anytime soon. Oh yeah, +1 actually going to. Overseer's on the way as well. He wants to be really certain of what's going on for the Terran. More scouting means he's going to be ready for little attacks coming out like this. 13-minute timing attack, not too unusual in ZVT. Alrighty, so he's really going to want to put pressure onto this third, but he doesn't want to get on creep. There's a lot of dense creeps right here, so by going around, he's going to be able to knock down these rocks. He doesn't realize there's a little bit of creep there, so the Terran is going to be exposed, but either way, he's going to run right on up this ramp. The problem is he's not going to be able to get a good concave against these spine crawlers without taking a lot of shots. And here we go. He's got a decent concave, but he did have to stem out. Widowmine's actually doing a really good job against the Lings there, but there's more to show up. And the Hellions doing their job as well. Finally getting some Baneling hits there against the Marines, but the Spine Crawlers are down now, so the Terran's going to be able to push forward a little bit, but he's really going to be careful with those Widow Mines. Boom. It looks like this attack is going to be fended off here. This Widow Mine has already expended its attack, so the Overseer's going to be able to clean that up. And as I mentioned earlier, the Terran army is quite expendable already. He's got the same composition already back on the field. Now Ling Muta is coming out for Idra. And look at this creep spread, guys. This is a huge advantage for Zerg. Only 15 minutes into this game. Not even that, really. Now with Medivacs to help support the Marines, the Terran will be able to avoid Banelings in a lot more effective manner. And he's already moving out yet again because he's been able to remax so fast. Just look at this production by our Terran player, who is now getting 2-2 upgrades. Lings here already at their 2-2 as well. Hive actually not started yet, but that's okay. He's getting the Infestation Pit now. And he seems to have decided just to get the +1 for mutas. He's got, actually, worth seeing how many mutas he's got on the field. 16 currently. And takes a shot against a Baneling landmine, or, I'm sorry, Widow Mine there. But still no problem. Now he's sitting the mutas in against pure bio. That's actually a big mistake there by Idra. But he's getting a decent surround. Unfortunately, the Widow Mines are there to take a lot of damage. But the Ling's getting a surround coming in from behind. The Widow Mines are not there. So he cleans up nicely. Alrighty, and it looks like Idra is going to want to press his opponent. There's a 4th base now for ColdScars. He cannot let that get up. Alrighty, and he's actually going to be able to stop that very easily. The Widow Mines are not buried, and that is a huge mistake there by ColdScars. Widow Mines do go ahead and bury, kills off most of the Lings, but the mutas are going to come in here to clean up very nicely. Unfortunately, the bio is already replenished yet again, so he's going to be able to chase those mutas. The mutas really should be over here attacking all of this, but again, there are missile turrets there, so he's got to be very, very careful. Going ahead and killing off that Widow Mine, and even more bio coming in to replenish. Wow, the production on this Terran. Unfortunately, Idra did not kill that 4th base, so the Terran is going to be able to secure that very, very tightly. Planetary Fortress has to be built here to defend against this. Now more Banelings on the way. He's going to send in a couple of Lings. Muta's trying to wrap around as well. He's got to be very, very careful of these Widow Mines. Only 3 there, though. Oh, taking a couple shots here on the Mutalisk, the missile turret. Only 1 there, so he's not going to be able to kill off all those mutas just in time, but he's eventually going to add some more Planetary Fortress. About halfway done. Actually, he's building an orbital command. This actually is not good. He really needs a planetary. I definitely see his base falling here shortly. He just doesn't have enough to defend it. Nice Baneling hits, but not very effective. The Marines were very well split up. Yeah, as I said, if that was a planetary, this base would have a much better chance here. Planetary plus missile turrets equal Ling Muta suicide. A little bit too greedy there. Looks like ColdScar is actually in a fairly bad position now, because even though he can remax so quickly, his economy just isn't viable. Getting a couple of messages on Skype there about a tournament we're running. Nice little drop here by ColdScars. First drop of the game. This is really something you want to do more into the mid game. But drops have really been lacking due to Mutalisks being out on the map, which, you know, that's one of the benefits of getting Mutalisks. Even though they don't do too terribly much damage against a Terran opponent due to the prevalence of Widowmine bio, it will stop drops. Now, a lot of banelings are being morphed here. 3/3 upgrades on the way, as well as adrenal glands just getting started. Ultralisk Cavern about to finish as well. One Marine spots this hatchery. Looks like a Terran Army going to go ahead and get in position. Unfortunately, Terran Army is moving, so Widowmines are not in position. Widowmines going ahead and burrowing, so it looks like Idra going to have to be careful to go ahead and send a couple of units to take some Widowmine shots, and the Overlord's going in for that very reason. Unfortunately, the bio does pick it off ahead of time. Now there's just a small contingency here of one Marine picking off his hatchery. You might want to send a couple more up there. There we go. They're getting in position, spreading out around the Widowmines. He wants the Widowmines to take most of this very mobile but weak composition, especially when it comes down to the Widowmines. Widowmines going off against the Ling Baneling, but they're yep, there goes the Ling Baneling, but the mutas are here to clear everything else up. And that individual Marine still going to town against that hatchery, while this other force is actually getting hit by Banelings. And there's still a lot of ground army there to clean up for Idra, but he's got to be careful not to send that into Widowmines, which he sees that there's one there. And Ultralisk actually not going to care about Widowmines at all. Unfortunately, he's going to lose this base, but that was basically sacrificed from the very beginning. Terran scanning, clearing off a little bit of creep. Zerg showing his army just to kill that off, morphing in a couple more Banelings, and he's ready to go ahead against this Terran army. Widowmines are burrowed pretty tightly. Looks like we're going to be moving right on into the very last battle here, guys. Boom! Widowmines going off. And looks like total Zerg dominance here, but there's a nice little arc of Marines here. Unfortunately, it looks like there's not going to be enough to deal with the massive amount of Ultralisk coming in. Well played goes down for ColdScars. Idra giving the GG. That is amazing. But then again, he did win. Guys, this has been Shaft of the Clanny Casting Crew. If you enjoyed this game, please check us out on Twitter. Our Twitter is The Only Shaft, as well as our Facebook. And you can check out our YouTube, where we cast things like Crash Course, which is a very educational, detail-oriented show for Zergs. You can check that out on YouTube under the alias Misused Shaft, all one word. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and have a great night.